All right. I have Jack D. Ripper from Texas coming on. He says he knows about several pseudoscientific BS within his lifetime and can explain in detail. So, what do you got for us, Jack?
Hi, Jack.
Well, I wouldn't say I could explain in detail, but good evening, gentlemen, Infidel and Kelley. I have a quick, since the topic tonight is crystals, I have a quick crystal story if you want to hear it.
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Years ago, my business partner and I, we had a much younger employee, and I had a big, beautiful, clear white quartz crystal. And my business partner put this crystal in a young kid's hand and said, "Now tell me if you can feel that," which was the worst possible fucking way to do that experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you suggest to somebody, when you ask them, "Tell me if you can feel that," they're probably going to feel something.
Yeah.
So if he had taken an orange, a rock, a dead rat, and the crystal, and then asked him, "Tell me when you feel something," that would have been a much better question.
I agree. I
From,
agree.
from
There
the
was a
suggestion. But of course the young kid said, "Oh yeah, I can feel it, man. I can feel it." So anyway, a couple of other. Does anybody? Oh, by the way, my name Jack D. Ripper. Kelley, you might be old enough to remember Dr. Strangelove.
Mm-hmm.
The movie? Okay,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what the name is. That's what the name is, and possibly the young infidel could remember, could know about that.
I'm not young. I'm not far behind Kelley, so I'm not young.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, so does anybody there remember iridology? Do you remember iridology?
That sounds vaguely familiar, but it's not. It's like ringing a bell in the back of my head. But fill us in. Maybe it'll click in my head.
That's where a therapist, a quote unquote therapist, could look at the iris of your eye and tell you if you had parasites by the color of your eye. And it's since become largely extinct. That's not done much anymore. There was also another thing I encountered about 40 years ago, and I think this originated in Great Britain, but quickly fell out here, where if you put water in a certain color glass, blue, green, red, etc., that drinking that water could make you feel a certain way, or heal you in certain ways, or whatever. It's right up there with phrenology, with feeling the bumps on somebody's head.
Right.
So that's really all I had.
The color therapy is kind of a popular part of crystal healing too. So like blue rocks will all have some of the same properties. So there's a lot of that in the crystal healing world too, as well, with the colors. I don't get it. I've never been. I mean, some colors move me. I think some are more beautiful than others, but never felt any healing effects from colors. So.
Well, I'm red-green colorblind, so usually it's the blues that make me feel better.
There you go.
So here's an odd point if you wish to hear it. My ex-wife of 23 years just passed away last week. And
I'm sorry.
Very suddenly and unexpectedly. Thank you for that. Very unexpectedly. She had been out of work for 6 months. Even though she was beloved in her work community, she could have gotten a job in 5 minutes with anyone who knew her. And her plan before she died was to move to Arkansas to help a guy sell crystals. Kathy was a pretty good atheist and a pretty good skeptic, but a little new agey. So we're thinking maybe. And apparently, we don't have the autopsy results yet, but apparently she died of a brain aneurysm. And we're wondering if maybe her crystal leanings were part of a brain dysfunction. We don't know, and no one will ever know.
I guess it's possible. I mean, I don't want to say that because I myself believed in all of that 20 years ago. And I don't have a brain aneurysm. So, I mean, it's an easy thing to believe, especially for people that And now I don't know your wife's history, but a lot of people get into it because they've been through the medical system for a particular thing. Let's say back pain, and they've seen 5 or 6 doctors, and none of them are helping them out. So somebody comes along and says, "Here, I have this crystal. It'll do everything you want. It'll make you feel better." They're using the power of suggestion, just like you were talking about. And hey, it only costs $20. So, hey, for $20, I'm going to try it. And then that power of suggestion, sure enough, triggers the placebo effect. And I feel, a little bit better. And I think a lot of people get into it because of that reason. Does that make any sense?
Well said. Well said. And, here's something I ran across this week. If you want to believe something, the easiest person in the world to fool is yourself.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. I mean, and there's a lot of people who look for things that, there's a void, whether it's real or perceived, and looking to fill that. And with someone who's willing to sell them a solution for that problem or that need, unfortunately, people fall for it every day. Even the best intentioned people. And I definitely don't want to pile up on your ex-wife because, I have no reason to think she's anything other than a good person, but with some bad beliefs. And we all have bad beliefs, and I've had some really terrible ones in my life. So I'm definitely not going to blame it on a brain aneurysm, even though that would be a good excuse, because there were some really terrible beliefs that were a lot worse than crystals. So I'm sorry for your loss, and I wish the best for you and your family. But the truth is that every day people fall for these things for just bad reasons.
Well, thanks for that. It was just confusing to me that all of a sudden Kathy went all crystally. She went all crystal, which doesn't fit her. She was a little new agey, but not to that degree. So anyway, guys, listen, I won't keep you. I love this show. Wait, hold on. Infidel, you're a science guy, right?
I'm what now?
A science guy. I'm a geologist.
You're a science.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God! No wonder we're doing crystals tonight. Awesome. Okay. Well, I've tried to.
I'm just somebody who likes to run my mouth.
Well, who doesn't? I've tried to explain to people for years that because quartz crystals have a piezoelectric effect, doesn't make them magical. Could you speak to that for a second?
I can. They're not the only thing that have that effect. It is, a lot of people think that it creates enough energy to power watches. They think, a lot of people who are in the new age ideas think that they use crystal radios are powered by something like piezoelectricity. It doesn't create that much power. What it mostly is good for, and why they use it in watches, is that it will regulate an electric flow. So it'll make it basically pulse like 100 times per nanosecond, and that way the watch can keep time. Right. So it's nothing magical. It's something that we know about. We know how it works, and that's why we use it.
No kidding. Gentlemen, I won't keep you any longer. Oh, by the way, the last guy Nathan proves that you can be very well spoken and articulate and still be really stupid. So nothing against Nathan, but boy, those were some bad arguments. Those were some horrible arguments. Just my opinion.
Since he's not here, I'm going to defend him for a moment. I definitely wouldn't say stupid, but I definitely would agree wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he is indoctrinated into what he is, and it's I've known a lot of people who weren't stupid that have been indoctrinated into things, and
I was worse off.
Mm-hmm. But I appreciate you calling, General.
Stupid was a bit harsh. I should say ill-informed.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right,
I would agree.
Gentlemen, I look forward to the next call, and thanks for taking mine. Have a great evening.